In this demo, we'll make some changes to an AKS cluster which has system and user node pools which are running on the standard B2S virtual machine SKU. So we'll update the system pool such that it runs the D2AS V5 SKU, and we'll update the user node pool so that it uses D4AS V5. Hopefully we'll be able to achieve this with minimal disruption to any services which are running on the cluster. So first of all, we'll go ahead and deploy a sample service to this cluster. So we'll go ahead and run up a web application deployment. Okay, we can see there that our deployment's up and running. So now we'll go ahead and kick off the script, which will do the resizing of the pools, and we'll check in on it periodically as it progresses. Okay, so it'll go ahead now and create a new system pool alongside the existing system pool. If we head across to the portal, we can see that the new system pool's starting to spin up, but we've not got any nodes in there. So hopefully they'll start to come online fairly soon. If we take a look at the pods which are currently in the web app deployment, we can see that they're running on the old user node pool at the moment, and they're currently in a running state, which is good. You can see now that the new system pool is starting to spin up. Not all the nodes are in a ready state, but we're starting to see them come online. Take a look in the portal and refresh there. We can see that they look to be in a ready state. Still in the process of provisioning, but hopefully they'll be ready and available fairly soon. Okay, the new system pools come online, so now the script will go ahead and start to drain the old system pool. So if we look at the state of the nodes, you can see that it started to cordon those nodes, and we'll drain them as we go forth. So we should see the two old system nodes start to go into a scheduling disabled state. We'll see some errors as we go ahead, but it's these are normal errors which can be ignored just because the process needs to not to avoid the pod's disruption budget being violated. We just need to wait a short period while the eviction occurs. Okay, now that the old nodes have been cordoned, we go ahead and delete the old system pool. If we check in on the pods, they're still in a running state, and they're on the old user node pool, which is what we'd expect at this point. So service is not disrupted. Okay, now we'll go ahead and create a new user pool to sit alongside the existing user node pool, and that'll take a little while to complete, but we'll check in on it as that progresses. If we head across to the cluster and look at the node pools and their current state, we can see that the old system pools disappeared, and we're now running on a new system pool, which is in the system mode, and both the old user pool, which is in its running state, are present, and the new user node pool is in the process of creating. Okay, we can see that the new user pool has started to create. We can see the nodes aren't in a ready state. If we head over to the cluster, to the portal, we can see that the new user pool's in the process of creating. We've got a few nodes in there. The portal is saying that they're ready, and that although the node pool is not yet finished its creation. At this point in time, if we look at the pods, you can see they're still in a running state. Still, at the moment, they're on the old user pool because that's still up and running. Okay, we've gone on to a point now where we've started to cordon the old the old user nodes. So what we should see, refresh this, should see the pods being evicted from the old user nodes. Should start to see them spin up on the new nodes as we go forth. Now we can see that all three pods have moved across so that they're running on the new user pool, and we can see that the pods are evenly distributed across the three nodes in this case. Okay, so now that the pods are up and running on the new user node pool, the scripts will go ahead and delete the old user pool. So we'll just wait a second while that completes. Okay, the process is completed now, so the old user pool's been deleted. If we head across to the portal and look at the node pools, we can see that the new system pool is in a ready state, as is the new user pool. And if we take a look at the pods which are running in the cluster, we can see that everything's running and everything's running on the new node pool. So services up and running and healthy. Okay, so the process can be, if you do this manually, relatively complex, but in wrapping this in some PowerShell, we can do this in a fairly consistent, repeatable manner and in a fairly straightforward manner as well. So if we need to move node pools between different SKUs in Azure, or if we need to delete it, or if we need to move to for example, a spot node pool rather than using a fully paid for node pool, we can do it quite easily using this code. Okay, thanks very much. Hope that's been useful.